party, stand for democracy. You give everybody a chance.
98.1
Radio Democracy. Radio Democracy. Radio Democracy. For news, views, and entertainment. Radio Democracy. Radio Democracy. Radio Democracy. For news, views, and entertainment.
Radio Democracy 98.1. We believe in no political party. We have no region. We have no tribe. We believe not in social or class standing. We believe in democracy. We believe in the rule of law. We believe in good governance. We believe in people, our people. We believe in Sierra Leone. Peace. From me, Jimmy B.
We believe in the rule of law. We believe in the rule of law.
Radio Democracy. Radio Democracy. Radio Democracy. For news, views, and entertainment. Radio Democracy. Radio Democracy.
say the right price be charged?
Over the years, we don't educate the public, say, we get banks there. That idea for the people when they go through middleman, then this not to something our best practice. So waiting to happen. Any office where they operate in this country, we get banks there where they render then service to people there. So we always only encourage the public say, oh, you can office to we go to the cashier or go to the system operator where they meet. Whatever services you go for, then we'll give you a pay advice. This pay advice now they indicate the game the service where you go for and the amount of money where you for pay.
In the provincial areas, you say when I get for move and ensure say then services reach to them people here. How far the SLRC they go with their services here at the provincial areas then?
They already did it now. They did at district levels now. You not go in at Kailan, you want to get driver's license pass, you can Kenema. So no, this management say no. You need for the Kailan, you ensure say you license your motorcycle, you get your driver's license or your rider's license. So as I talk to you now, if you go to any of your offices then at district level, then services then already did it now.
Partnership key in anything we do. You talk about the awareness raising for the different prices them where people pay for services them. What are the level of collaboration with other state agencies and private sector for raising awareness here?
So now make Abidima necessary for begin. Look at how we go for partner with one of the primary stakeholders that we get for do with the Motor Riders Union, where people that can call the bike riders. We go look at the fleet. 60% of that the fleet now this country make up of the bikes and most of them they come for license. Some when they license they come for renewal. So they try for engage the leadership as to how we go able to get an MOU. This MOU we go able to work together and rally behind them. The areas that will fit in our remote areas and we not even get access for kind of offices then. We already don't introduce a mobile licensing unit. This mobile licensing unit will get everything, all we equipment that they use will get inside motor car. We get bank day. Once we don't go out there, we ensure say we'll license them bike then we ensure say the riders then get license. So we already don't draft a MOU with the Bike Riders Union. We can sign that MOU at any time. Once we sign that MOU, we will begin implement them. Other areas like the Motor Drivers Union, they get representation on our board. When they get problem with the Drivers Union, when they get a collaboration from them, they can for license. And most of the road safety programs, then we always include them.
How you wanna implement this one way you say when I don't draft with the Bike Riders Union?
So at start, the plan is that we get for station na the regional office where they get an upgona, yeah. They don't request to we say yes because of the challenge they can face to them middleman there. If there's any way we can get equipment in our office to them and upgoing there, we are in the way for get easy access and able for license them motorcycle and for getting rider's license. So yes, we think say yeah, it makes sense. So now we don't begin the installation. We get for ensure say we get some of we personnel there. We get for attached to them. Then in the office. Once the riders then come, then we for getting license. Without they not pass through no middleman, we will ensure say we go use a platform for me to do that payment. Once they pay, then get a license.
How does they trickle down across the country for the bike riders?
So we just want to do a pilot first up in a Freetown Western area. Let's see how it work. Then we can replicate the same at the other areas. Office say then get a huge number of membership na the office they were in the way for tapping to them thing then.
Riders license for bike. What's in the costs na SLRC?
Then your amount of money when they pay for the bike, the motorcycle, now 650 loans where you want rider's license. So whosoever they take money now somebody and say for you get rider's license now 2 million and 3 million, ask that person make it bring for you receipt because to we now we system it show say for you get a rider's license now 650 loans. So any other thing like that day it may come from SLRC.
Then the executive director of the Salon Roads Authority, Salon Road Safety Authority, James Bagibio, they talked to me in that interview. They who said call on the public not for pay over 650 loans for bike body license, when a bike rider's license, when the official price, where he say SLRSA they charge. He talk this for SECA, the agreement when they don't get with bike riders them for able register this organization members them and self-take them facilities them across the country. The program Good Morning Salon they continue the country from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM.
Inside the program, one for inform the general public say inside the studio today we get forget the vice chairperson for the Human Rights Commission of Salon, Victor Lansana. We will for discuss the topic this morning, and also we'll get forget the president for the Sierra Leone Association of Journalists, Wena Alaji Malika Kamara. The program Good Morning Salon they continue. Inside the program we'll continue for look at more issues. The Director General of the National Water Resources Management Agency, Engineer Pierre Palmer, say the 2026 to 2030 strategic development plan, we then they develop and a part of the commitment for provide sustainable water supply in the country. Well, for more on this, make we join Mary Kamara Bangura.
Inside 2007, Parliament be set up the National Water Resources Management Agency, where they can call NWRMA, as way for protect, manage and regulate underground water and other one them. Because of the mandate, make this agency with support from World Bank through the Food System Resilience Program, don't go pull another strategic plan for 2026 to 2030 na do. The Honorable Minister, na Water Resources and Sanitation, Dr. Saupato Anna Maskine, officially pulled another strategic plan for 2026 to 2030.
On behalf of His Excellency, my boss, the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, His Excellency Richard Dr. Julius Madabio, the people of Sierra Leone, and the entire water sector who join you as we honorably and officially launch the National Water Resource Management. But now our agencies, they hold us to account, and we have our civil society brothers. So gone are those days when plans would sit on the shelf, but it's not happening anymore. So that is why we have to be very mindful to make sure that when we make these commitments, it's like a promise to the people of Sierra Leone. You have to put it into practice. You have to actualize it.
Inside in your talk, the Director General and the National Water Resources Management Agency, Engineer Perry Palmer, talk about the strategic plan.
At the official launch of a strategic development plan for period 2026 to 2030. Today's event is more than the unveiling of a document. It is a public commitment by NWRMA and all of us as national stakeholders to manage Sierra Leone's water resources responsibly, transparently, and sustainably, so that water continues to support public health, food systems, energy generation, industry, and ecosystem integrity for generations to come. NWRMA's mandate is clear: to lead and coordinate the sustainable management, regulation, and protections of the nation's water resources. This includes strengthening water governance, supporting water allocation and permitting, improving monitoring, data and assessment, protecting watersheds and catchments, coordinating stakeholders across sectors and districts, and ensuring that use of water for development is balanced with the need to safeguard the resources base and the environment. However, ladies and gentlemen, we all know that a strong mandate alone is not enough. Effective water resources management requires a strategic framework that is realistic, measurable, and properly aligned with national development priorities.
Where in the talk, the Parliament Secretary and the Ministry of Water Resources and Sanitation, Aliu Bakar Conte, said they get big population cost and climate change.
Rapid population growth and the escalating impact of climate change that require a more robust and forward-looking response. Despite our natural abundance, we face gaps in equitable distribution and sustainable management. This strategy identifies these weaknesses from governance to infrastructure and provides a transparent, accountable framework to address them. Let me emphasize that this plan is a living document that requires the active participation of every stakeholders present in this room. Please note that water is a shared asset and a public trust. Our success is a collective one that depends on our ability to work in synergy to ensure equitable and sustainable access for all Sierra Leoneans.
The Planning, Research and Operating Manager, now the National Water Resources Management Agency, Engineer Ken Tommy, talk about the last plan and what now the plan target for this 2026 to 2030.
The last plan developed, we are only able to get 13% of the plan budget. This will show all of us that are not so. 13% of the plan budget. And how was that derived? We got 20% from donors, JSL gave us bulk support, 10% and 12% from internally generated revenue. For this plan, this is our target. As an agency, we also generate revenue, so we want to have 30% of the budget for this plan generated by the agency. We want government to chip in 20%, then the gap is 50%. How all of us shall ensure that we chip in a little bit, so that we implement this plan.
The program manager and the Food System Resilience Program, Dr. Kepri Lako, beget this for say.
FSRP is a 5-year project. We're halfway through, funded mainly by the World Bank, although there are some other funding sources, and we're pleased with the journey we've come so far. Now we're turning the tide, and there's tremendous pressure for results. People always say, Kepi, what are the tangibles that we want to see? I want to stress that FSRP is a systems project, and yes, supporting building plans like these, strengthening institutions, strengthening those systems that are needed for delivery. So I want to thank the team for all the work, all the consultations around getting this product. And from our side, through the Ministry of Agriculture, I want to commit our commitment to this journey.
Dr. Kepri Lako and say they will continue for work with the NWRMA because water is important, even for agriculture, because they get for good plant and use water for other important things because water important na every man life. For the Society for Radio Democracy, me and Mary Kamara Bangura the report.
The program Good Morning Salon they continue. They come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. As we mentioned inside one part with headline stories. Today inside the program we assess the state of press freedom, freedom of expression na the country. And we don't be joined now the studio by the president for the Salon Association of Journalists, Large, Wena Alaji Manika Kamara. Good morning and welcome to the program Good Morning Salon.
Good morning, good morning to listeners and viewers.
And anytime from now, we expect for be joined by the deputy chairperson for the Human Rights Commission Salon, Victor Lansana, for joining the program for help we discuss this edition of the program Good Morning Salon, the state of press freedom and freedom of expression na the country. Alaji Manika, this now we topic of discussion today as a member or as the president for the Salon Association of Journalists. What's in your own assessment of press freedom before we go to specifics inside the program?
Thank you very much, Musa. I think, as a nation, we don't make improvements over the years when it comes to the issue of press freedom. Because since 2020 to date, we don't see some improvements in the terms of reviewing the existing laws that we will get. Notably, we start with the repeal of the 1965 Public Order Acts and other laws that we don't come into effect. But yet, we don't also see some challenges that they affect the freedom of press in a salon, particularly with reference to the Cybercrime and Security Act, where we get a particular clause, clause 44.2, where we don't call on the government for maybe repeal a particular clause there because the security apparatus that they use for stifling press freedom of the country. So in a nutshell, I think we don't make some progress despite the fact that there are some challenges in that particular area.
Okay, you talk about the cyber market, you talk about this law. Law we look at on ground before we look at the laws also and what's in the thing they want to do for lobby for like then change them. Law we look at specific cases them waste large don't stand for or waste large members that to go through in terms of press freedom.
We get cases where we get some of our colleagues and where whenever they say something or they write an article, then they facing threats either online or offline, and we get some people that we don't perceive some particular media houses as opposition or supporters of the government. We not feel say that's good for the democracy we practice at this country also. So as a body, we're responsible for the media and a salon. We're very much concerned the way at which people look at some media houses or some journalists, and particularly so when then they raise some issues. For example, Thomas Dixon at one point we always the managing editor for New Age. We always large on the standby, and Amadou Lamanaba and some other few journalists that we always there on the attack when it comes to press freedom and freedom of expression. So Sludge always the standby we members them, particularly so when it gets for do with some professionalism. when you dey in the line of duty, they do your work, we not feel to say anybody for threat in your life or for curse you. Because wetin you dey do in the interest of country. For as long as wetin you say or wetin you write, they within the ambit of the law, SLAJ will always stand by you and will always protect that particular person there.
All right. From 2020 to date, we don't see governments don't make progress as way for repeal some of the law and for give freedom of speech and make journalists and get a safe space for do them practice. But plenty people believe say despite they don't repeal some of the laws there, we still get issues around press freedom, wherein at times people they use the recent law when at the cyber for stifle journalists and work. In any way you think say this law they unbug journalists and work when at the cyber security?
Yeah, it affects the workers of journalists across the country, because one thing we responsibility as journalists now for inform members of the public in a timely and accurate manner. And I will go do that one day now when we present facts to the people or fact check whatever thing we want write or want say. As a journalist, if I want to do any article, I get the responsibility for get all sides to the story, not to mean at the judge. I get right for present everything to members of the public, make them read or listen and make judgment. If as a journalist I try for reach out to a particular source for information, let's say for example, one government officials will get an allegation where they investigate. I send them a text message once, twice, and for the third time, respond. And that man they feel offended, he report me and to the police or any security apparatus. Most times what can happen, they invite you, go to the criminal investigation department, say you get a complaint against you if you can't listen to. When you go to the police, the criminal investigation department, the first way then they do, now for make them get hold of your phone where you go with, and they ask you for the password for make them able get access to some of your conversations and we relate to the allegations. We in a SLAJ, we feel say that one day not good for we as journalists, because if we not fact check story, I'll go talk about them, I'll go write them. So we not feel to say that particular section we need them. Because it's not self-explanatory. Cyberbullying, cyber stalking. When you read the act, you not go understand what that one they mean. So we don't call on the government since 2022, where Parliament enact that law and where President sign them for make the say the repeal a particular law day. Unfortunately for we, when the campaign be go on for that particular law day, SLAJ be present a position paper together with we media partners and the Media Reform Coordinating Group, IRN and other media stakeholders and BBC Media Actions. We present a particular position paper to Parliament where they be looking to, and they may assure we say most of the concern, they may assure saying will address the concerns that we raise. But unfortunately, when we see the final document where President be signed, we see this clause 44(2), where it gets to do with cyber stalking and cyberbullying, where a concern not only for journalists but even members of the public, because we only see that they invite members of the public under that particular sections again.
All right. Plenty people believe say the repeal of the Public Order Act Part 5 na replacement of the cybersecurity.
Well, that's what some people believe, say na replacement of the cybersecurity. Na replacement of the Public Order Act, because they look at and say then they use that one day again for stifle press freedom. But so we not look at it that way. We look at it and say another form of suppression to press freedom where we get concerned of, because one thing where we believe no country no go develop where the press not free. That one if you say where you get a country they allow the press for do them work, that one the own issue. But again, our people know say as SLAJ we expect professional journalism. And we always stand behind with colleagues the way they work professionally. And that's make we always work closely with the Independent Media Commission when the Parliament of Sierra Leone established a way they regulate the media. So they expect anybody who gets issues with any journalist or any press house, instead of you go to the police, go to the Independent Media Commission when a Parliament again established a lot. We're not for the see with the undermine we own institution the way we establish.
Now, let we look at a particular case where involve a journalist. We now Melvin to John Mansari been the reports na Parliament, because he say some things in a statement the Speaker of Parliament suspend them and they set up a committee till we say we dey so Melvin no able reports na Parliament. What's are the latest on this, and what's large makeup of the action of Parliament for ban Melvin, also spend enough report on parliamentary activities based on within then think say is say?
Musa, you go agree with me, say the very moment where the speaker make that pronouncement at Parliament, in less than 1 hour, Sludge issue a press release to condemn that particular statement, because maybe they follow the program live when through the parliamentary websites where they cover that particular program. The once I get the information there, I'll reach out to the president of Sludge and share with her the video. Himself look at the video, and instantly we make a try for reach out to the leadership of Parliament, but unfortunately sitting be done, the neighbor response. So we get for issue out a press release or condemn the act and call on Parliament for make they use the appropriate channel. If Parliament will establish the Independent Media Commission, we they say again at the same time they try for undermine the operations of the Independent Media Commission. We find and say no, enough for work so. Because the Parliament had created the Independent Media Commission, if a journalist falls short, would they expect the House of Parliament for let they relay that particular journalist in complaint to the Independent Media Commission? We're going to investigate not only the journalists but the media house were also involved. So we find it very difficult and disappointing for make Parliament take that decision. We issue out that press release, and after the press release, we not stop there. We do a follow-up engagement with this, not only the speaker but also the leadership of Parliament, including the leader of government business, leader of the opposition, and other stakeholders in the Parliament. We don't engage them for long. When Parliament we set up that committee for looking to that issue, we not left Melvin on your own. Sludge, me particular, and maybe they represent Sludge in the Parliament. They go throughout whenever they get the sit-ins, they attend the sit-ins, and they give updates to not only the executive but the membership they make as well. And after the very day where Melvin be get for apologize to Parliament, before he do that one day, when I go to Parliament, some of we colleague journalists them tell me say Melvin don't come and he gets for can say make some statements. I call her aside and ask him, I say Melvin, what's the way forward? He tell me say Manica low weights and listen the hearing. Whatever I get for say, I go see him on ear and I say well and good. Melvin get for read the statements where he served the House of Parliament, the committee members them, and he get for read a statement where he apologized for his decision, for his action by then. And we be feel to say that's go bring that particular issue to an end. And the committee be assured we say they go give out a ruling on that particular hearing day. But till date, we not receive any communication from the committee, and we don't try back again for get hearings from the current clerk of Parliament. But recently, we travel, and I be get in touch with the media team for making a book an appointment for we so go meet with them and let us see let us know the way forward, because we they get concerns from international partners and again because this gets to do with press freedom and and freedom of expression where we very much concerned about. And say what you want for say, but I stand to be corrected that Melvin is one of the best parliamentary reporters in Sierra Leone, because me self don't report Parliament for a very long time, and Melvin at one point we always maybe they reach out for some certain clarifications on parliamentary proceedings. And not a secret, say Melvin always do some research for some members of Parliament them over the years. So we always say Melvin, yes, now I can make mistake, but when it comes to parliamentary reporting, he's one of the best in Sierra Leone.
Still dates Melvin are making in way to Parliament it. What is large makeup of this situation in one word?
No, it's disappointing because we feel to, as I tell you, we always feel to say the day when Melvin apologize, Parliament for don't say this thing here, so this man don't realize he do wrong, because for the mere fact that he apologize, and if we don't move on with that, because yes, we understand say Parliament they regulate itself, but also we get laws that we govern as a nation. We also get for respect. Like I be saying initially, Parliaments are established the Independent Media Commission. We not foresee again the same Parliaments they undermine the activities of the Independent Media Commission. We get the responsibility for regulate the media and saloon. So simply forward the complaint to the Independent Media Commission and wait for the outcome.
But they set up a committee.
Parliament set up a committee, and we as I say, till date, we don't get access to the reports of that committee. So that make we always be the call on Parliament for when they present the particular complaint to the Independent Media Commission, where the same Parliament be established for regulate the media and saloon.
All right, so you think, say, if this continue, get any impact will it create on journalists that work on parliament?
Not to think, say, it already they affect the country, even in press freedom index. Mind you, from 2020 to date, where we government repeal Part 5 of the Public Order Act, we don't make considerable improvements when it comes to press freedom rating internationally. Until 2022, when Parliament will enact again that Cyber Crime and Security Act, where the rating will drop. And whenever we would get any kind of issues here, so it affects international rating. And it not only they affect international rating, it affects the way our people and they come out for analyzing national interest. Mind you, press freedom, as I be saying initially, any country will not get press freedom or freedom of expression. That country in development one, need to go before. Because you need to forget people and where they tell truth to power. People where they will get dissenting views. Not to all manner for see things the same way. But for as long as waiting them people they say or waiting they write they within the laws of Sierra Leone, nobody for threatening them.
All right, quickly before we take break inside the program, if this continue, the suspension of Melvin, a prolonged, waiting / go do next.
I hope and I believe say it will continue based on the engagement they would get. We believe say it will continue because that one day an infringement of the rights of the journalists and also then they deprive members of the public of quality information of the parliamentary reporting. Not the parliament gets the PR wing where they for give out the good news about parliament, the development them, and we get independent media houses where they report on parliament based on the various media policies. So therefore accept the independent voices and if a journalist says something where Parliament feel aggrieved, may then take necessary action by referring the matter to the Independent Media Commission. And the Independent Media Commission may believe in them. Recently, we don't suicide the Independent Media Commission. Don't rule against the state broadcaster on the issue they will be before them. So, how would they try the laws and where we self the create as a nation?
I continue for the with me inside the program. In name na Alaji Manika Kamara, the president for the Sierra Leone Association of Journalists. We'll go for a break when we come to other studio guest, being the vice chairperson for the Human Rights Commission of Salone, Victor Lansana.
Salone Commercial Bank don't come with new banking products them for make life easy. With Million Online Bank and Million Mobile app, you can able for use Salone Link money transfer for send money to anybody. It let you not get bank account. Transfer or receive money now the same bank or any other bank. Transfer money to person or office. It let you not get the account number. Buy Edsalite, pay other bill them, and now get advanced salary. You don't need for worry again, but almost money then you earn. Because you can able for pay for things the way you buy in a supermarket and other shop them with the quick response code payment. Yagbadon done for the boss man them. With Beyond Online Direct, you can upload salary, pay all your supplier them, sell forex to Salone Commercial Bank, and watch your account anytime. If you need the app, download them from Google Play Store or any Apple Store or go to Salone Commercial Bank website www.slcb.com. Sierra Leone Commercial Bank, delivering God.
When you the worker, the Ministry of Transport and Aviation and the Sierra Leone Road Safety Authority (SLRSA) no gladdy for the way and manner where certain people them where they use the road they behave. Driver and rider them more the time where traffic in jam. Plenty pan them more keke rider them all the time they ride na the wrong lane where they make the traffic number flow fine. The SLRSA, they member all driver, rider, and vehicle owner them say for use the route where you not get right for use. Now serious offense under the Road Traffic Act 2007 and the Road Traffic Regulation 2011. Now the routes or lane where they approve normal you for use. You for obey the sign them, marking and traffic instruction them. Make sure say you safe and the one themselves where they use the road safe. Now the Ministry of Transport and Aviation will join on with the Sierra Leone Road Safety Authority SLRSA and all who that's the UNDEP and transport business bring this message to you.
The program Good Morning Salone, they continue to come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. And we just listened to Alaji Manika Kamara before we go for that break. Today we look at freedom of the press and freedom of expression at the country. And now the studio now want to welcome Victor Lansana from the Human Rights Commission in the Deputy Chairperson. Good morning and welcome to the program Good Morning Salone.
Good morning, Musa. Good morning, Salon people.
Okay, Vice Chairperson from Human Rights Commission. Today they talk about the freedom of the press and freedom of expression. From the human rights perspective, what make up of press freedom and freedom of expression in the country?
Well, when you talk about press freedom, I'm happy that you get no less a person than the president of SLAJ. I should say, don't they rob much padande. But you see, human rights and the law, then like way you see Siamese twins, they are inseparable. We separate the law from human rights, we separate human rights from the law. So for let we get a better background, or maybe create a context for family where they listen, whatever they do, we need to see first of all, within the legal context, and then within the states don't they do, or generally what we don't do as a country, for we able for make sure say people are able to enjoy the media freedom in a way the constitution provide for. So let's start with from international front. Salon, we all know say na a member of United Nations, a member of several regional organizations. Then, so we not to we don't act in isolation. Like any other country, we are a member of several international and regional organizations. Then, so we get the very first law we normally say na the umbrella of every human rights law. We are the UDHR. We are the the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. So this na a law we came into being in 1948. So under that law, although a lot of people can argue say that law they get the force, binding, but it is the law where many other laws in different countries draw inspiration from. So under Article 19 of that law, it says everyone has the right to freedom of opinion and expression. It said this right includes freedom to hold opinions without interference and to seek, receive, and impact information and ideas through any media and regardless of frontiers. So clearly, this umbrella law, which is the biggest human rights law in the world, now make this provision. Everybody gets rights to freedom of expression, freedom of opinion for all opinion and express them, But then we get also the one way now everybody knows it's binding. We now the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, the ICCPR. Sierra Leone also is signatory to this. We don't ratify this convention. So under that also it makes provision under Article 19. So everyone shall have the right to hold opinions without interference. Sub-Article 2 of this Article 19 says everyone shall have the right to freedom of expression. The right shall include freedom to seek, receive, and impact information and ideas of all kinds, regardless of frontiers, either orally, in writing, or in part. And then the 3 say the exercise of these rights provided for in paragraph 2 of this article carries with it special duties and responsibilities. It may therefore be subject to certain restrictions, but these shall be only such as they are provided by law. So you could see also that the ICCPR make provision for freedom of expression, freedom of opinion, and then it go further for tell you see it's a right way just like any other human rights, absolute. There are responsibilities attached to them, responsibilities attached to the enjoyment of this particular right. So now under the Salon in our African states, so we also get provision under the African Charter on Human and People's Rights. So you can see that all of these are laws the way the Sierra Leone Constitution draw inspiration from. The UDHR original in 1948, the ICCPR in 1966, and then the African Charter on Human and People's Rights in 1981. Instead make provision for freedom of expression, and it say it will be enjoyed within the ambit of the law. Okay, so having set that international stage, let's come now to we own supreme law, Saloon are a country of laws, but the biggest of all, now the Constitution of Sierra Leone, 1981. Now, this Constitution makes, under Section 25, itself make provision for what you call protection of freedom of expression and the press. It says, except with his, 25.1, it says, except with his own consent, no person shall be hindered in the enjoyment of his freedom of expression, and for the purpose of this section, the said freedom includes the freedom to hold opinions and to receive and impact ideas and information without interference, and so on and so forth. So you see that this subsection 1 of section 25, they in tandem, it align with the international standards, okay, UDHR, the ICCPR, and the African Charter on Human and People's Rights. But then when you look at the subsection 2 of this same section 25, it says nothing contained in or done under the authority of any law shall be held to be inconsistent with or in the contravention of this section to the extent that the law in question makes provision A, which is reasonably required in the interest of defense, public safety, public order, public morality, or public health, or 2, for the purpose of protecting the reputations, rights, and freedoms of other persons. So clearly we'll see that when you enjoy this right, you also get to remember the reputation of Usman, you get to remember the reputation of my brother Alaji, you get to remember the reputation of Musa, and all other people them. Because the rights are not absolute. In other words, there are limitations, but these limitations, therefore, be lawful limitations, and therefore also be necessary.
Okay.
So now, I mean, that land on answering your question now. I mean, having set the legal foundation for this particular question or argument, how do we now measure, say, we enjoy freedom of expression or freedom of the press, as you don't put them? We need to look at the parameters then. Do we have systems in place where they make sure, say, people are able, for instance, own media houses, whether at TV stations or radio stations or newspapers. Now, we get in Sierra Leone, the president of SLAG make mention of the regulatory body where they regulate media houses. How do you call it again? Yes, the Independent Media Commission. So that commission, they register people, they register media houses. Now, what's the statistics? As at 2025, we get registered newspapers, we are 136 in this country. We have 136 registered newspapers. We get also 196 we are registered radio stations in Sierra Leone. Then we get 25 registered TV stations, where we get 19 local TV stations, that is inclusive, 19 local TV stations, and 6 direct-to-home satellite TV stations. And we also get registered online media, we are 2. So these are the statistics, and this is away from the many bloggers they will get at Saloon. It's also away from the increase in the access to phones, to media. So which tells you that as a way of legal structure and as a way of making sure that people able to express their rights and the media is free, we get the structures that are in place.
So now, for your argument, you the base say due to the proliferation or the availability of different media houses, that's an indication of press freedom?
Yes, I mean clearly, because if we get a system where they don't allow people to register media houses, we form a platform for let the media house themselves able to express their opinions on issues, and also allow third parties, other people, and for come national, I mean Sierra Leoneans and generally, for come and express their opinions on issues, then of course it will say the press is not free in the first place. It will say that there is a suppression or suffocation of the media. And then we'll also know, say, we get about, is it not 14 or 16 political parties then, under section 32 of the Constitution, it clearly tell you, say, political parties, therefore be formed for shape the opinions of Sierra Leoneans and contribute towards national development. So these are parameters Not to say there are no challenges. Of course, I mean, we'll address the challenges. I'll talk about challenges. But this is just to show that clearly as a country, like we hear from the president, we want to make a lot of strides. We get some achievements that we for tap for the back, and let us not create a picture like everything is gloomy. We have several challenges where we can talk about all day long, but we also get to understand, see, the legal framework already in place, and we don't see a lot of, like we use the word proliferation, a lot of media houses being formed today. We get a lot of people and they are self-bloggers, they are bloggers them, where they contribute towards national and nation building. We don't see in this country, we say governments don't take decisions them based on the outcry of the public on social media. Ministers have been sacked because of pressure where they will get from the media, from social media, mainstream media. We don't get instances we say also a whole office in the president's office, they don't close them because of pressure from the media. So clearly, while we get challenges, but let us not create a picture as if everything is gloomy. We get some achievement we don't get, and we need to make sure so we improve on those achievements so that we will get a totally free media in our country.
All right. Despite Sierra Leone don't make some progress, and we see recently the government step we didn't take for repeal certain law for give press freedom in the country. But again, we think in the paper can somehow different a little bit with the implementation. We may talk about one of our colleagues, Wayne Melvin. We up till now, Parliament not able to get access. As Human Rights Commission, we are concerned about that.
Well, you see, I follow that issue there. Melvin is a fierce, I would say, fearless journalist. I love the guy. I mean, a young man who speaks truth to power and to, individuals generally. So we were concerned that Parliament began for stop in participation at the gallery, at the press gallery. And we see also that he himself came out and say he apologized. So we were now looking at Parliament for making them understand, say, although they can regulate themselves, but this man has come out and said, oh, I may have made some mistakes, but I apologize. So we are concerned that up to this day, Parliament not consider for give them the access for go back to the press gallery and able for contribute towards reporting on the activities of Parliament. Because Parliament don't be really inventive these days. You see, that they allow every man of media house, particularly the registered media houses, that they go there, they put their programs them live so that everybody go able to see them, so that media house go able for actually, stream them live and put them to people them. So why not now? This young man don't say he's sorry. Allow him to come back to the press gallery contribute towards the work of Parliament. It's very important. He has been there for a very long time, and he has really done something. He has done remarkably well. So I think Parliament need to reconsider the decision, for let Melvin come back to the press gallery and contribute to nation building in his own way.
All right. Vice, what does this mean if this continue?
Well, it means that the individual, William Melvin, is a bread and butter might be tampered with because he, for the longest of time, was assigned, by a media house to that particular branch of government. So you would expect that he may not have any job. If that continues, except that so take don't get another job somewhere. I see now they talk about the report for as a Slick TV or so. But it has to do with bread and butter. That is one, and then also again for do with a right for making able for participate in the governance of Sierra Leone, and through that reporting it's a means of participation. So we believe Parliament therefore reconsider and bring them back on board.
Away from Melvin as a case in point, you not think when they drop one journalist from Parliament, it will get chilling effect on the others, not for report some of the things that we didn't think go make them drop themselves.
Well, not necessarily, because you see every journalist, I believe, they represent a media house, which therefore means that media houses then get the policies, okay? They get the media policies. So Melvin, a media house in policy, may not necessarily be the same as the policy of 19.1, may not necessarily be the same as the state broadcaster SLBC or other media houses. So it does not mean that restricting or limiting the access to this to journalist A go make the others them, say, okay, let we safe, because if you do that also, it will also actually hinder generally the general public the right for understand and know what will happen at Parliament.
Okay. Continue for stay with we when we come back. We look at other cases then of freedom of expression, where some think this could be freedom of expression, other people think say it gets some tendency for undermined, and we will draw the line between freedom of expression and rights and responsibility. The program na Good Morning Saloni, the country from 98.1 FM. You just listen to Victor Lansana, the Vice Chair for Human Rights Commission. Today we talk about freedom of expression, and we still get the President for the Salon Association of Journalists, Wena Alaji Manika Kamara. We'll go for this break, we can continue.
Union Trust Bank, they are for you. If you know I am papa banking business, no way. This now the UTB Ramadan and Lenten transfer promotion. Receive and win inside this holy season. This now 2-in-1. For the mega raffle with 25,000 millions in prizes. First prize now 10,000 millions. Second prize now 7,500 millions. Third prize now 5,000 millions. And fourth prize now 2,500 millions. You see, inside this promotion, all man now winner. For qualify for this raffle, you are simple. For any money where you receive through Western Union, Ria, and MoneyGram, where they above 2,000 millions, you stand chance for win one raffle ticket for the draw and self get chance for win the UTB pack. Because UTB wants make all man win, you self will receive below 2,000 can self win the UTB pack. Win a notebook, pen, and bag. So what you need to wait for inside this Ramadan and Lenten season? You stand chance for win big with the Union Trust Bank Ramadan and Lenten promotion. For you. If you know I am papa banking business, no wait, make them tell you, make all man come and
You been feel say it no go be, I tell you say it must do am, and anytime where it do am so, you know say na in Duam. I dey talk about Balestino Computer Shop, na 5 and 6 Gloucester Street and Tribo John Street Bo, then Bonanza. Usai, all waiting there na den shop can reduce palm price, where can make people feel say na giwe Balestino de giwe den tin and day. Well this time, Balestino glad for tell you say na double bump Bonanza e get. We mean say e gets the Ramadan Bonanza and the Easter Bonanza. Laptop, desktop computer, TV, iPad, iPhone, AC, bag, musical set, computer accessory, electrical and electronics equipment them all go down, pan price we go make you at gladdy. Run go 110 at the shop, now 5 and 6 Gloucester Street and Tribo John Street Bow. Now Fredo, as you go na the shop, send na the Bonanza bring me come, can't see where the stuff then they run for sell you. Because Palestino in Ramadan and Easter Bonanza na in one grand kinduam. You know the secret behind this Bonanza? You will get shop can go save na Palestino in shop and buy all waiting there inside the Bonanza for let you save go make profits na the shop. Telephone 076 56 5432 077 805898. Palestino International. Don't ready for let you self make money for yourself because this Bonanza na real Bonanza.
Bloomberg Digital Banking don't come for it.
I said so. You look stressed so.
Nah, bank they won't go so.
Me sister, go digital.
Digital?
Yes, with Bloomberg Digital Banking. Just tap, click, swipe and send money, receive money, check your balance, pay your bills and get quick loans before Jacko cuts your eye.
But Abula fly.
Well, bring your phone.
Not so easy and quick.
Yes, with Bloomberg Digital, you can bank with freedom anytime in the world. Your money is safe and secure. Also, you can do business and transfer money instantly by your currency across Africa. Quick one with Colats.
Wow!
As from today, call me Aisatu Bloombank Digital.
Aha! Aisatu Bloombank Digital.
Yes, na me name. I dey go tell all me party them for join Bloombank Digital Banking.
Bingo! Waiting you dey wait for. Go ahead and download our digital banking app from Google Play Store and Apple Store, or visit any of our branches for further details. For no more, you can visit our website, bloombankafrica.com.
No left piano, cause Bloombank Digital they make you bank
with Colat. Bloombank Africa. Let's make it happen.
Program Good Morning Salon Day continue. They come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. We look at one power headline stories and Musa people na number 9 community na Lumley Road, Freetown. Don't allege say na the first 10 advisor to President Julius Maada Bio being sent police them for Poil, the hospital, water well and community center. Then people here make this allegation for Sekawa incident will be up on Saturday, March 14 this year na the number 9 community Lumley, western part na Freetown. From this we join Yeno Kabia.
Partner government partner dwelling place. And they don't need it for more than 13 good years. From 2015. For government officials.
Police don't come, they don't pass the place. They say
Naso in Bitalek na the number 9 community, Lumley Road, Freetown, between community people and the Salon police for Sekawa incident we happen at the number 9 community. Saturday, March 14 this year. Usai community people be the send stone pass some police officer them and serve the police them. Serve be the fire tear gas. All this happen according to community people. The police been go there and Poel, Waterwell, community center, hospital and other one them. And this action, according to police, na order where they get from the courts. And then people here na this community allege say na the first time advisor to President Julius Maada Bio, Ambassador Kona Kuroma, na he send the police them for go destroy the infrastructure. As them people here say, Ambassador Kona Kuroma say na him buy this land from government and he get in documents. And then people here say then buy the land to government and then get the documents them.
The police they come, they say Mamikona tell them say they for kind of eviction, so that works already very close to the lawn, and we set away with the bill. Well now with the community people then they contribute for bill and they say they for can destroy the health center. So the police they come only be fat gas, we don't know what picking first now way, we don't know if they live or not. The four don't go, the four right out to the top of the leader and faint, because of the fat gas, they will say to go to the school. How much we don't do, we got documents. We got documents of our government on the documents of our government on the now health center will be there. Not to anybody who personal post to go be in a health center. I like it not before Mr. Nosada. But I'm going to always say, we say, this government, they tell we say, now they get up. And for anything when you talk now, this government, it will happen. And I hear with the CISO.
The kind of community center, because they be community center for we. People say community center and for the community people there. So, we can't say, one of the government land here now, one of the government building, they say they can't put the power they do. They say they give a court order for the community. So, we not a problem. We're going to issue that day. So later after they put the point in, later I okay use back they say the community center and they want to broke. Policeman they get it. Bokua. So my father going to go watch the brigade rebel they say community. So not to say the young boys about big can. So many squad they can. The more the boys they can. Some of the baby CC they will put tear gas. They put tear gas. Where they fight tear gas, the boy by big stone. The boy go by the big stone. I send tear gas worry by the stone. So if I tear gas taken at the street, and yeah, I know the resident the field and outside the field so, and they will keep pray. Muslim, Christian get programs and they can go. If it's get programs and they can use activities. So normally another na theory for community center. So.
You be dey listen to community people at the number 9 community where be they explain wetin be happen, the term when the Salon police go there. Then people here continue for talk about the development in them where they say no be there at this community where they don't make where they allege say Ambassador Kona Kuroma together with the help of the Salon police don well.
Quarter na government, quarter na dwelling place. Na dwelling place. And they don't need it for more than 13 good years. From 2015. For government officials. Okay. So straight come to this land also. This land na community. The land where they see so. Na community land. Where Dennis Sandi also be don't give the community. They have the document. In fact, the Deputy Speaker of Parliament, he get the original copy. Yeah? If you don't give this land, for let them build community health center and school. You get me? Yes, still, they can't broke. And this community health center where they build, now for community people them. See they are good work they happen at this community. We need to support them. You understand? Because not the government they put money on, not community money in there. Now development. Combien d'années, Belgium d'années, where they seek emergency business, then they book out that. They can't seek medical attention. But yes, the corner say they don't claim this land. They go to the field. In fact, the field where they see so, na Guma Valley then get there. Now make a ball of issue like see. Na Guma Valley then get there. You see that Guma Valley booster, the pipeline they supply Tego. Godrich, you understand? Fight and all that this field. They be left a number for community where they want to pray, where they want to play ball. But na Guma Valley then gets there. Yeah, now all corner of claim they say and gets there. In which name? So we they call on government. We they call on the authorities. We they call on President Bio. Now if you approve Mrs. Mayatu Eko Ali Akoma in name together with John Smiler, we have the evidence. I have done document to effect. We have the evidence. Now you be approve the name. For like they acquire this government quarter. And this is the situation at hand.
Now these same people here been get for say to governments.
Healthcare center. If you small one say for go able manage as a community, this community no get healthcare center, we no get market. Where one born, we no get market na public compound. Where one born pass we go 34. Sometimes we don't get experience of 3 lady there. The 2 they born at Bluebell Junction, na the main street. Part of 4 be around. People la part from they born, from the people don't see them. Some are not born here. The last supposed to get attracted to the hospital at 34. 34 we say no get bed. So the reach on along the center.
We the police from Makigi. For it to go to the benefit that they get. How many people they go benefit out of that health center? They compared to them, we can for la place maybe individual somebody because it's society. Yeah, stakeholder again. I be say 1 or 2 land. Let this over the community. You get on side. The other side they take let the 1 to 2 land for the community left.
Then people here end up calling on government for look inside this issue quick one, as they say the hospital, community center and water well, where they allege say Ambassador Kona Kooma send the Salone police them for go well. Nothing the way they say, then community no one they get. For sake of this allegation, make we been called the first advisor to President Julius Maada Bio, Ambassador Kona Kooma, forget in your side, but in Bitel we say, he no go talk on the matter. With support from Alfred Jana for Radio Democracy, Kabia the report.
Well, from that report today, we come back and join we studio guest them. We still get Alaji Manika Kamara, President Salone Association of Journalists Large, and also lawyer Victor Idris Lansana, Vice Chairperson, Human Rights Commission Salone. Today we look at freedom of the press and freedom of expression. We don't talk about freedom of the press. And Alaji Manika Kamara, you come up from the Salone Association of Journalists. We so much concerned about the freedom of the press, but also there is this one thing called the freedom of expression. We're not limited to the press, also to the public. And lately we don't see Usai police don't charge people them for statements them we then think say they against the country law them. We get currently the CEO for We Duty Lapa movement, we the behind bars, and also we just see the APC Secretary General the grant and bail on the same statements them. As Salone Association of Journalists, what will make up of some of them cases here so we get for do with freedom of expression?
As you say, we responsibility now for ensure say there is a press freedom and freedom of expression in the country, and also for ensure say we members and journalists and get the conducive environment for make them do the work as journalists. Like what me co-panelists be talking now, so freedom of expression something in fundamental human right. It in international treaties and it also in our 1991 constitution. And also I can also reference again the South African constitution again, we make a strong case for freedom of expression and press freedom. Equally so, we neighboring country now, so Ghana again. Then self make a very strong case again for press freedom and freedom of expression. and then go forward again for set up again their own media commission where they frown against censorship, wherein they try for censor the media. And if you go again to Namibia again, another country came back, we get a very strong law on press freedom and freedom of expression. So this not for saying that Salone no more with the call for them things they are so. That's something where they all over the world, and then countries, and they, when you look at them press freedom rating or freedom of expression rating, and they're very high in the world, and they do very well in terms of democratic issues. So that make Queen Salonia, so we always the cry for them things, and but at the same time, there's also a responsibility. And we, as large, they condone reckless journalism. Yeah, and I always emphasize on that statement. They say, for as long as what you say, what you write, they within the ambit of the law, large will always they behind you, because your responsibility now for ensure say the people and get right for say what they want for say. For as long as what they say gets for border with the country development. But not any government where they allow criticism, that government they fail. Because if you not allow people and get, if you not allow dissenting views, nobody will tell you to who say it go wrong. If always we all can't sing, we can almost say this government are this. No, things don't work well, and they're not going to see the mistakes them. But at the same time, when they pick up them mistakes and they challenges them, they would do it in a responsible manner. I'm not going to comment on the issues that we're in a court presently because me not a lawyer, but the lawyer and tell we say it's up to the case because they're in a court already, another issue. But what they say, for as long as what you say gets for do with the interest of the people or the public, and it is within the laws and office anybody for depriving of their rights there as a citizen, not only journalists. That makes large. We don't revamp again. We campaign on the standalone chapter that we 1991 Constitution. The current review process where they gone, we don't start we advocacy again. For make sure we get a standalone chapter, just like them countries that's what I don't mention. Like the Kenya, they get Article 33, 34, and 35 with press freedom, freedom of expression, and access to information. Yes, we get some commissions and also get the Independent Media Commission, we get the right to access information, and we get other laws them. But Section 25, when we border violence and sites and also not justiciable. So we need something where they guarantee we rights. Where somebody like where, for example, where you infringe on that right day for where I request for information let make it in public. That brings it to the attention of the public that over 2 weeks ago, Sludge and some other civil society activities and some citizens we request for information from the House of Parliament, wherein we check the website of the Parliament. We understand a few members of Parliament, telephone numbers and email address and then at the website. And now when this debate they go on the PR system or the first past the post, people will see counter argument that they talk say we get some constituencies and now in the country we don't get representation. And how the people in the country will reach out to them members of Parliament in there. Now only when you get access to the members of Parliament them or you get the email address or the contact address, you will relay some concerns to them. So we write to the House of Parliament, but till later as you don't will not receive any response and based on the provision we write on the right to access to information now 14 days, 40 working days, and we not get access to that. These are some of the things that we would advocate for.
The 14 days expire.
It will expire. And today again, we send out a letter now directly to the right to access information commission for complaint for raise that issue there again. Because why would they raise the issue there also? One make like people know say, let the government know say, as citizens, we get a right here, we get right to freedom of expression, right to press freedom, and right to access information. We know of the fact that they are exempt information. They get information away now, and information like what me brother be site now, so they are going for security, and even the some personal information about somebody in health. You know, we need to go in for the information there, but information for public interest, we need to get access to them because journalists don't just catch you now, so they talk what you will get information on. Meaning now we the member of the public that they go to educate we now for in turn for educating people and this. So now we call on the government, we call on all stakeholders for making support this campaign for now gets a standalone chapter on the ongoing constitutional review process.
Okay.
Because as citizens, politicians, musicians, bloggers, we need for make use of civic space. And very soon when Parliament enacts the current IMC Act when they'll review done, we go see again when we begin for regulate the bloggers and the online televisions, the way people they get concerned about so much. Let's apart say then they misuse social media, but we know say we get some bloggers that are very responsible. Where they do the right things.
Continue for the with me inside the program. Alhaji Malika Kamara, President for the Sierra Leone Association of Journalists. We'll go over to you now, lawyer Victor Idrissa Lansana, Vice Chairperson for the Human Rights Commission of Salone. My colleague mentioned about freedom of expression. Now, one way plenty people concerned, but the citizen them is just no limit on journalists them. In recent times, we see waiting on they happen, even though police can write. Citizens the rights to police say they want do a peaceful protest or demonstration. People will come out and show them face, but yet still the police they deprive them, and in the other hand at times thinking look them and lock them up. What do you make up of some of the issues there? Are we in the right track?
Well, you see, freedom of expression now embedded rights as far as the Constitution is concerned. So it's now 2 in 1 Section 25 provide for freedom of expression and freedom of the press. Okay, so all of the limitations then we subsection 2 make provision for always be taken into consideration, whether it's about the press freedom or it's about individual expressing an opinion on the view of on issues then. So I don't already talk say section 35 of the Constitution. It also make provision for political parties for make them able for ensure say then shape the political will, of people of Sierra Leoneans so that Sierra Leoneans are going to understand exactly governance and issues of that nature. So now on the issue of the police, the Human Rights Commission on a number of occasions we don't try as best as possible for they train the police and get them to understand say the work they do now human rights work. Because there could be no better work way enough for protect the lives and property of individuals. That is human rights work right there. So we don't always tell the police, talk to the police, you have to approach your work with the human rights based approach, which means that not to way people as they apply so the first thing for do pap you say no, I know they allow you for go out for demonstrate. Section 26 of the same Constitution, make provision, guarantee, freedom of association and assembly. But the same section, subsection 2, also tell you, just like subsection 2 of 25, it tell you how these rights can be actually limited, can be restricted. So while we always call on for the police, may understand, see, it's not all the time. But you say, there is a likelihood of undermining the security of the state. You have to be bold enough. You have to entertain people and we want for exercise this right. And people that will try for exercise their rights, they are also good for understand. See, there are other people, there are other citizens, who really don't get any business about possession or demonstration. They want for work, they want for go school, they want for go open a business, So, police for make sure say then provide protection, security for those other people then. Just as how they provide protection and security for the one that we want for and demonstrate, on issues that way they affect them. So this now things that we will believe say we've come too far as a country. We don't only make a lot of strides them in terms of then civil and political rights here. So, but this area of freedom of assembly and association has been a very difficult area in terms of how the police they relate with people and where they identify themselves as wanting to engage or organize peaceful assemblies. Peaceful assembly is part of democracy, not part of the modern day democracy. So the police begin to think, around how they re-imagine themselves and try to incorporate that aspect of the work, because people have to. It's in the Constitution. Except otherwise, or except to say somebody want for now go against waiting go bring some division or waiting go undermine the security of the state. Then say, that is not freedom of expression, that is not freedom of assembly and association. Because the laws are very clear, whether international law, whether national laws, very clearly there are limitations. So we must enjoy our rights with responsibility. you get for understand say the reputation, the image of the next person. You get for take into consideration. You get for understand also say the country insecurity, in safety. You get for take into consideration when you try for enjoy you write them under the constitution.
All right, Victor. Biasness now one thing where people on the allege against the Sierra Leone police. We are in then get people who can say certain statements. Ben just kill and left them later, and then you get certain person we do certain statements. You see them go lock them up for several days. For example, we don't get issue of Kadiru. We are in say statements there we very serious. I talk about even money for out war and other things. And during the period, and then I will get to November 26. Cool, and we see what happen from CID and up till now. No prosecution, biasness now one way people concerned about. So going forward, what do you think say the Salone police for do for all people we can say certain statements them without any biasness or make the public feel say then they side certain people will belong to certain political party?
Well, the laws are very clear. One of the tenets of democracy is equality before the law. And the constitution makes provision for security of the person. Everybody forgets the equal opportunity, for being protected under the law. There should be what you call bias. There should be no bias, and the laws for be applied equally, across the board. And although I also go state say circumstances then can be different. Okay, although cases then can be similar. But it's difficult to see that every case gets the same fact. It's difficult for me to see every case having the same fact. So those nuances, those little differences normally can determine the investigative posture, of either the police or an investigative officer. So basically, we just want for the police, law enforcement officers, them generally, for just use the law. Just use the law according to how the law is prescribed. That is all. The law should be blind, as to who comes before the law. It should not take into consideration, what it is for insinuate, this person belongs to party A, this other person belongs to party B. The law should be applied equally and for everybody the same way. Because that is really what can make a democracy healthy. Okay. At the end of the day, we want to make sure say we bequeath this country to we picking and picking them. We democracy is really entrenched. We get respect for the rule of law. We also get and also make sure say people for grow up for understand that it is only human rights, the respect of human rights and the rule of law. Then we make the nation become a very stable nation. Then we usher in development, and we get for respect the rights and the reputations, the image of other people them we will try for enjoy we rights them.
Well, the program Good Morning Salone they continue. They come back to you, lawyer Victor Idris Lansana, Vice Chairperson, Human Rights Commission, Salone. Today we look at freedom of expression and freedom of the press. We still get Alaji Manika Kamara, President, Salone Association of Journalists Large. We go for walkabout inside the program. We continue.
Morning again, ati monje mai, ati monje, ati oya, ati Alpha with Duba Bari project. Say Salone we can have something, and later on we left and sample. But as yesterday, me and Daddy did talk over phone from England. Now he tell me say, do you like cross check with people that we concerned for new Alpha? For sell Duba Bari. The name the way me see na document, but people we get forget them percent per that sell. I say waiting. No wonder waiting people within a system. Gladly for let them sell that place because they self get forget a little and nothing mine. This country na mokofe business no more people jepa. the one where they buy that place day, where I see him name, I say I no believe mine. But my investigation till they carry on. Forget the full name of people them. We get forget kickback for that barrack cell day. And also the one way name get for dinner that document day. But as time they go, me ID pauno. Ati National Stadium, National Stadium. I say, oh yeah. I mean, they look at that boy, now other country, we use that same money there for build brand new stadium, una for renovate stadium, we don't pass 20 years, up till now over 5 years ago, so we no able complete Whose kind country we find which have so mine, where they not able to do nothing to them. Anyway, this country is slow mine. Ati, yesterday, Daddy sent me for go watch one of him projects then na Waterloo, now pass inside Ward C compound. I say this country is sorry. All them dirty box must cut them, where them in get alone, where PPSL party me the parade with. One go inside Ward C, all them must cut them they don't turn scrap mine. So man no get engine again. I say wetin dey happen with this country? For say na maintenance culture we no get, or because na PPSL party car with am, so CPA party sef no go take care of am for let dem say PPSL party car must scrap. I say bo, I say chairman, but you sef bo, wetin happen? For say una no able to take care of them must car dem dey, una make her feel sad bo, bo. One of wicked tune at this country mine. I see that boy within a HLRSC. They say go na CTC mining company. Most of the motorcar and driver them, they no license. Firstly, I want to say Uncle Bio, thank you for the work way you do. Now to for the do, most of the mining company within this country, they use the country to how they want. How una CTC mining company una get truck, una no license they none. How foreigner then take we mine, but again they say well leader they don't sell themselves for cocoa yebe. Now it make them boy then they can kind do wetin they want for do. Because now other country them by that time they for don't lock some man up the foreigner them let them know say Salo will not dip and play. But you go see back, now so then go mass the case and left and so. Now to back at na social media they say and the body they under. I just the ask say whether local ministry women the tower say now then they in charge of the body. This country politics that they put all pandaiman business. Me na the honorable Piki Wakabot.
Very, very many happy reasons. Silver and gold have I not, so I give you my token gift. They call this small, they call this cheap, but I know you will appreciate. Ooh, yeah. I wish you a happy birthday. Ooh, yeah. Very, very many happy returns. Ooh, yeah.
I need to hear this music. You know, say somebody in the house really celebrating birthday, and today we celebrate. Now the person birthday today we celebrate the Mami Sesef,
coordinator,
the national coordinator, winner Satu Kalon. Firstly, Lord wish you wish you all the best. All with you, wish for yourself. We pray for more success, well body, and also achievement. And now round figure. I think na 40, na round figure.
Me don't know.
This is a 40 na round figure.
Well, don't ask you know.
Alright, now you not tell me this is a round figure. And we want for tell the general public say una can kind of ready democracy. To 12 after 7 after court fast. And people are all, especially that blue motorcar. Blue motorcar say we get that van blue motorcar. It's a lot wish all the best.
Sapping motorcar blue?
No, wow, that blue.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You know, say blue past blue. Alright. This will not go talk about because no say where the mami go kind of problem. But up to you, I wish you all the best. That we appreciate you efforts over the past year, and you done the work with colleagues in general, and you done the give your best for make sure say the station, go past ID now. We want to wish you all the best. Happy birthday, dear.
The program Good Morning Salon, they continue the council from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM, and we still get with studio guests them inside the program with the council Alaji Manika Kamara. Manika, away from the press releases, what in Sludge can do for ensure press freedom now the country guaranteed and journalists getting right for able to report freely?
Musa, away from the press releasing, we always with the issue out, we engage again with the partners them, both locally and international partners them. We engage them on the press freedom issues them and freedom of expression, because not only time we go for the disclose what we discuss behind the scene, but we do other things them. And also, if the need be, we can even go to court for test the law. There was a time where I can call say Dr. Julius Spencer be don't go to the Supreme Court for interpretation when we be the fate for this for the repeal of Part 5 of 1965 Public Order Act. Though unfortunately till this time where I talk, so we never witness that case in a court. So we also get some the legal aspects of the we plan them. If we press this field negotiation, we engagement the whole field. But we hope say that not the field, because now 2 engagements we don't do over the years make we don't get so many developments in terms of media related at the country. Even the repeal, because we were able to do the engagements with the local partners, the government and international partners, make we able get currently, as I tell you, this campaign we don't mount up again. We initially start in 2016. Now we do again with the local and international partners. We get the International Federation of Journalists. We always they partner with SLAJ for see how best we call on government for let them support we. We get with civil society organization the way they locally get where they support you. And I believe say Human Rights Commission are long-term partners. They always they work with SLAJ. And this guy for do with human rights activities. And second for support you in this campaign. And also we get the BBC Media Action way through the European Union. They support this week campaign also for this standalone chapter, because we all believe say when the citizens then get the right for say whatever they want for say, for as long as waiting, then they say they within the ambit of the law, democracy go prevail. If you read the TRC report, say describe freedom of expression as the lifeblood of democracy. Nobody not get the right for stop that particular flow of blood day. Okay. When you stop that one day, na problem. And we do them responsibly. I emphasize on that one.
So now I want to say, because to whom much is given, much is expected.
SLAJ is support
about journalists and freedom, but it also goes with responsibility.
Always, because we as in SLAJ, we get we code of practice. We code of conduct where they regulate how they do things. They get the Independent Media Commission where they regulate the media. Let you know, say we're not free everywhere. Freedom without limitation is anarchy. So we not pray for that kind of freedom anyway. Nobody regulates. We know we want to be professional, and they always support professional journalism, because that's SLAJ stand for. If you go out and say things where you don't get any evidence for that substantiate what you say, me brother, SLAJ will stand behind you, because we know they support where Musa sit down behind the mic. So he says something where they lead to on the rest in a salon. You expect say SLAJ for the behind you. We all get responsibility for let we maintain the peace so we all enjoy. At the same time, so we get the responsibility again for inform members of the public about what about the things that are going on in the country.
Thank you very much for joining us at the edition of the program. Alaji Manika Kamara, President Salon Association of Journalists. All
right, over to you, Victor. But quickly, you get a message from what they say. Vice, the Human Rights Commission of Sierra Leone, need to conduct training for the security sector, especially the Sierra Leone police, for them to know how to respond to demonstration or protest, and also to respect people's rights.
Yes, of course. We don't need to do that one day, and it's something we'll continue for do. But say also get for do with resources. But yes, I agree that we need for continue for organized training sessions. Them just over and above everything, we understand. See, in Sierra Leone there are laws. We need for respect the laws, and the one that they play with the law, the one that they enforce the law. They also need for understand. See, everybody should be treated equally before the law, and the Sierra Leoneans them. No matter what you think about the process or institutions, them you need for the law. We are not litigious in this country. People need to go to court. we need for the take on government. We don't see a lot of cases the way they're going to court with government they lost. Even in recent times, government they lost cases them. So let us take the law. All of the rights then, human rights then, they inside chapter 3 of the Constitution, they are all justiciable. Okay, you can take on government on that. You can go to court, for try for enforce your rights under any of those rights then. We decide the Constitution, chapter 3 specifically. Now the one that we're in at chapter 2, we're in economic, social, and cultural rights then. Now they're not justiciable, which means that government, you cannot take government to court on that for try for enforce them. But government will tell you, by the law itself, now progressive realization, over time, government gets resources, they're able to make provision, whether the right to education, the right to health, the right to housing, all of these rights then we get for do with economic, social, and cultural rights. But as the very last word, people need to understand, Sierra Leone is a country of laws, and human rights, whilst we say they are given by birth. Once you are a human being, once you come to this world, you are born with human rights. Although there are other rights than the law will give to you, but also now laws them they guarantee and also limit or restrict laws and restrict the enjoyment of human rights. Okay. So they ask that every individual, every public servant, every institution where they play with the law, where they interpret the law, where they execute the law, for understand it is the law, the rule of law, dying for actually, always be paramount. By the way, just over here, Liberia, the Supreme Court don't say, quite recently, they say vulgar language, use of vulgar language, abusive language, obscene language, not to form part of the right to freedom of expression. The Supreme Court of Liberia says so. Okay. So we need to understand, whilst we express we constitutional rights to freedom of expression, we also get from members this is a country we get cultural values, we get values them, we get picking and where they come up. But the way I see people use social media today, all kind of course all over the place, they don't even want to know whether picking and they are around, they don't even care about the reputation and image of other people them, they don't even want they don't want to know about the safety of the country, the security of the country, people just they use. That is not good at all. That does not form part of what's in the Constitution referred to as freedom of opinion. Okay. Freedom of opinion therefore be enjoyed, therefore be used responsibly. Okay. And we as the Commission will always hold government accountable for them to make sure they open up the space and allow people them for enjoy these rights. But Sierra Leone, as the understand, it comes with responsibilities as the Constitution itself provides.
Plenty thank you for joining me inside the program. In name lawyer Victor Idrissa Lansana, the Vice Chairperson for the Human Rights Commission of Sierra Leone. And also inside the program, we get the President for the Sierra Leone Association of Journalists, Alhaji Manika Kamara. Plenty thank you guys for joining me inside the program this morning.
It's a pleasure always.
All right. Well, I have good cutting of the program. Good morning, Salon. We come to you live from Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Plenty thank you to the production team. Bangi Mansari produced the program. Plenty thank you to DJ Keman for your technical support. Mary Kamara Bangura make una see you live on Facebook. So to meet another 10 minutes, Musman Kamara. Have a wonderful day.
And Musa Kamara say bye bye.